Guys, Jonathan Soda here, and today we will be doing another ranking video. Excuse me. I know a lot of you may be thinking this is very, very random of me to do, especially because right now I've been reviewing the X-Men movies. Yeah, so you guys may think this is very, very random of me to do, and I do think so too. But I just want to do this mostly because I'm bored, and also because I recently saw the Justice League Zack Snyder cut trailer, and that actually looks really, really dope. Actually, it looks a lot better than the original cut for Justice League. Actually, so I'm really pumped for that movie. So today I will be reviewing all the Superman movies, and then probably Friday or Saturday I'll review all the DCEU movies. So yeah, but I do agree with you guys. This is very random of me to do. So yeah, because I've been reviewing X-Men lately. So yeah. And I will do a ranking video for X-Men as soon as I'm done watching the New Mutants. Like right when I'm done reviewing the New Mutants, I will get right to doing a ranking for all the X-Men movies too. So yeah. Enough of that. Let's get right into the ranking. So yeah. And in my opinion, all the Superman movies are great. Actually, like they're all really great, except for just one movie that I absolutely hate, and I absolutely love to pretend doesn't even exist in the Superman movies, and that is Superman 4. So yeah, and you guys may know that is the bottom of my list. So yeah, no, there is how many movies are there? There are 6 Superman movies actually. So yeah, and coming in at sixth place is Superman 4: The Quest for Peace. Now, I hate this movie so much. This movie okay, so yeah, I hate this movie so much. Literally, this is the worst superhero movie ever. And this thing, Nuclear Man, they actually made that thing into a movie. They actually made that into a movie, and that is fucking dumb. This is probably one of the worst villains I've ever seen ever in a movie. So yeah, and just like his line delivery, like I think the actor Mark Pello, he never acted again after he did this role because he was so embarrassed of it, and I do respect him for doing that. So yeah, and what else was I saying? So yeah, and here Mark Pello doesn't even do his voice. Like it's all Gene Hackman's voice inside Nuclear Man. So yeah, and he's just a really atrocious villain. Like literally, we don't even like this movie's so broken. Like this whole movie's so broken. Like literally, everything in here you don't get at all. Like everything does not get explained. Like literally, barely anything gets explained in this movie. Like it's so broken. Like literally, this thing is so incomplete. This thing was so unfinished. You can so tell this movie was so unfinished. Like I heard that like the production company that was behind this called Canon, like they really wanted to like they hired the director Sidney J. Fury to direct this, but Sidney J. Fury, he actually had a really cool vision with this movie, but then like Canon kept getting in the way of the production company and making them lose all their fun and all of that, and like do this atrocious thing. So yeah, I mostly blame Canon. I don't blame Sidney J. Fury at all, cause like I actually do like Sidney J. Fury as a director. Actually, like all his movies are pretty good actually. So yeah. But I don't. But like, you can tell right here he wanted to do something good, but like the production company just got in the way so much. So yeah, if it weren't for the production company getting the way, this actually would have actually succeeded. Actually, I would say, but literally everything it does not succeed in this movie. The special effects are fucking dumb. Superman, like they use the same flying sequence with Superman like 8 or 9 times in the movie, and it is so distracting. Like you can so tell that whole flying sequence just gets used so many times in the movie, and it's so laughable too. Like when you see that flying sequence, that you can't help but laugh. So yeah, that definitely was a huge flop, and just all the effects in here were so bad. Like this whole fight scene, like literally was atrocious. Like literally, I hated the fight scene in here. Like literally, this movie, like between them two, it just feels like they're fondling with each other, or they're just drunk or something like that. That's all the fight scene seems like. That's all the fight scene seems like. It's just two drunk men just cuddling with each other. So yeah, that's basically all they do in that scene. So yeah, and then he plants him like a carrot in this scene, and that was really weird. So yeah. And then yeah, just and all the scenes with him, they used some same flying sequences with him too, which was really dumb. But one small positive I could say about him is I really like the electricity going through him, or the sun going, like the lightning trickles going all over him. I actually did like that, but all the other stuff with him was just really dumb. His origin story was dumb. So yeah, I just Nuclear Man. I hate him. So yeah, but the one big positive about this movie I could say is Christopher Reeve as Superman. He is Superman. That's perfect casting right there. Is Christopher Reeve as Superman. So yeah, in here he still shines as Superman, and that's the only big positive about this is Superman. So yeah, other than that, everything else is atrocious. A lot of the actors don't even act good. Like young John Cryer doesn't even act good at all. Like the way he acts is just really distracting. Um, Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? Yeah. But I thought most of his comic relief worked. Like I thought John Cryer was pretty funny. The soundtrack was dumb too. Like the soundtrack here wasn't even good. Like they didn't even bring back the same pitch from the original score. The soundtrack was just really dumb in this movie. And yeah, this movie was just too short. Could have been a lot longer, and that would have made it succeed too. So yeah, just everything about this movie is just fucking dumb. All the characters are dumb. Lacey's a really dumb character. So yeah, I just really this movie is really boring. Like I hate sitting through this movie. Like every time I'm marathoning Superman, I just skip through this movie. Like literally every time. So yeah, that's Superman 4. Now here's where we get to the good stuff. Now coming in at number 5, is gonna be. I really had a really hard time choosing between this. Would number 5 be Superman Returns or Superman 3? And I went with Superman 3. Now, just because it's number 5, I don't think it's like bad or anything like that. Like I said, the only legit bad movie in the Superman movies is Superman 4. This movie is not bad at all. I actually really enjoy this movie. Like literally, this movie's such a really fun time. I would say, just yeah, this movie is just really fun. Like every time I watch, I just really enjoy. I'm just having a blast. So yeah, this movie is just really enjoyable. Everything about this movie is just really cool. Like Richard Pryor, I love Richard Pryor in this movie. Like he was fun. He was really funny in this movie. Like he was. I think he was more of the main character than Superman was, but I still really enjoyed that. So yeah, just he was really enjoyable, really funny. So yeah, I just really liked Richard Pryor in this movie. And Superman in this movie, he was really cool too. Like I really liked his relationship a lot with Lana, like him moving on from Lois and going to Lana. So yeah, I really liked that a lot about the movie. Their relationship was just really cute. So yeah, and I really loved all the scenes where he would turn evil, like all the scenes where he was evil, where he became evil Superman. So yeah, all those scenes were really cool, were really greatly directed, and Christopher Reeve did a damn good job playing evil Superman. And all the scene was him fighting the good version of himself, like where the good Clark Kent comes out of him and they fight in the junkyard. That scene was amazing. That scene was fucking awesome. Like I love that scene. That scene might probably be my favorite scene of the entire movie actually. So yeah, that scene was just amazing. So yeah. Is there anything else? Yeah, the soundtrack here is still really shining a lot. Like, I love the soundtrack to this movie a lot. Like, they brought in some new themes, too, and it was really cool. Like, I love the song that played, when Bad Superman and Lorelai, like, first, like, fall in love, like, make love. So, yeah, the song that played there was amazing. And, yeah, bringing back the old music was amazing. So, yeah, and most of the dark music here was really cool, too. So, yeah. And I thought the soundtrack really fit in with this movie. And I really like the villains a lot. A lot of people tend to hate this movie. They tend to hate on the villains a lot. But I personally really love the villains in this movie, actually. Like, I really liked Ross Webster being, like, an owner of, like, a coffee and oil company. So, yeah, and him wanting all that power just for himself. Not for money, but for himself. He wants all that. He wants all that to prove that he just wants all that because he's really evil. He just wants to take over all the oil around the world. So, yeah, and that was really cool. Let me think. Yeah, and I really liked, all the actors I thought did such an amazing job. Like, literally everyone in this movie did such a, amazing job with this. And then, yeah, all the comic relief really worked in this movie. The pacing was amazing. This movie was 2 hours, but it went by really fast. The action all looked really real. Like, all the effects looked pretty real in this movie, I would say. So, yeah, all the effects looked really real in this movie. So, yeah, but some of it still doesn't hold up today, but it still looks pretty cool. Let me think. So yeah, I really liked Dick Lester's take on Superman. So yeah, that's Superman 3 right there. Now, coming in at 4th place is going to be Superman Returns. Now, Superman Returns I actually really enjoy. A lot of people tend to hate this movie as much as Superman 4 and Superman 3. Some people even might find this worse than Superman 4. and maybe like have it like right like at fifth place. But I personally really enjoyed this movie. So yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. This movie's such a blast, just like Superman 3. I really like a lot of things in here, but my major complaint with this, like, you can tell that the script wasn't really all there all that much, because a lot of stuff happened like very randomly. So yeah, and I think that was my biggest fault with the movie, was just that. So yeah. But I do enjoy this just slightly more than Superman 3, mostly because there's a lot more action, and there's a little bit more emotion to it. So yeah. Let me think. So yeah, all the characters in here I thought were pretty good. Like, I thought Brandon Routh did a really good job playing Superman, and I thought Lois Lane, like a younger version of Lois Lane. I mean, the girl who played Lois Lane in this movie, I thought she did a pretty good job actually, and I thought Lois Lane was a pretty good character in this movie. She actually did have a lot of screen time than you would expect, but I thought that was okay. Like, I didn't have a huge problem with that. I actually really enjoyed Lois Lane in this movie, and I really liked Lois Lane's thing with having a husband and child. I actually really liked them, and I really liked Lois Lane's husband a lot, and I liked her child too. How her child was actually Superman's child too. So yeah, I actually really liked that. But like, they didn't really focus on that enough. I would say that Lois's child was Superman's child. They should have focused on that a whole lot more, I would say. So yeah, they should have focused on that. But I still really like that thing. Let me think. What else is there? I also really like Lex Luthor returning as the villain. So yeah, Lex Luthor returning as the villain, I thought was really cool actually, and I thought he had a really cool plan with like wanting to like have all of to destroy all of North America and have him have his own island. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool actually. But what I don't get is that like, a lot of the world will see that happens, but he thinks that he'll just get away with it. And I'm just like, no, dude, you can't get away with that. So yeah, but yeah, I think those are my biggest flaws about that movie. Is just his plan, just like here and there, just gets a bit wonky. But I thought his plan was pretty cool. Let me think. What else is there? Yeah, I also thought all the actors did such an amazing job. Like, I thought Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor did a phenomenal job actually, and I actually really liked the fight between Superman and Lex Luthor. Like, Lex Luthor torturing him with kryptonite, and he can't even move at all. Like, all of Lex Luthor's henchmen is like attacking him, and then Lex Luthor stabs him with the kryptonite like little knife. So yeah, and I thought that scene was really cool actually. And Bryan Singer directed this movie, the same man who made most of the X-Men movies, and I thought he did a pretty good job directing this movie. So yeah, and I thought this was the reason why he didn't direct X-Men: The Last Stand, but he should have directed X-Men: The Last Stand. So yeah, but in here he didn't really show like his all, I would say, but he still did a pretty good job making this movie. Um, Let me think. What else was I saying? Yeah, this hearing John Williams' soundtrack come back, I thought was amazing. Actually, like, hearing his score come back was amazing. So yeah. And this movie also did bring us a lot more newer themes, and I thought all those themes were really cool too. Let me think. Yeah, the pacing I thought was very wonky, but I did think the movie did go by pretty fast for a 2.5 hour long movie, and I thought it actually did go by pretty fast actually. So yeah, but the pacing towards the end of the second act and the whole last act of the movie, I thought was a bit wonky. Like, it could have been paced better. So yeah, but I do enjoy this just a little bit more than Superman 3, just a tiny bit more than Superman 3. So yeah. Let me think. What is there anything else I should say about Superman Returns? So, and I thought all the effects looked really real in this movie, actually. Like, all the scenes with him, like, lifting things and, like, saving people, I thought were done really well, actually. So, yeah, the effects were really cool. Like, the scene with the machine gun was really cool, and the bullet going in his eye, and when he lifts up the Daily Planet globe. Yeah, so, yeah, I really like that, the effects in this movie. So, yeah. Let me think. So, yeah, that's Superman Returns. That comes in at 4th place. Okay, now coming in at 3rd place is going to be Man of Steel, the entirely reboot of the Superman franchise, and the first DCEU movie ever. Man of Steel, I really love this movie, actually. I do prefer Superman the movie just a smidge more than this one, so yeah, but I still really love this movie. Like, this movie was really cool, and I thought they rebooted Superman really well in this movie, and I thought Henry Cavill as Superman did such an amazing job. I like Henry Cavill more. I mean, I like Christopher Reeve more, but I still really love Henry Cavill a lot. So yeah. Um, Let me think. Is there anything else? So yeah, Henry Cavill, him as Superman, like, was really cool, and I really like the whole plot point that, like, how would the world react if they found out that an alien lived or a man with powers lived in the world. So yeah, I really like that plot point a lot in the movie. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, I really like that, and I really loved Jonathan Kent. Clark Kent's adopted father. I really liked him a lot, played by, what's his name? Kevin Costner. Yeah, I thought he did such an amazing job as him. I thought him and Russell Crowe actually gave off the greatest, one of probably the greatest performance of the movie. Well, besides from Henry Cavill, but yeah, I thought Kevin Costner gave off a damn good performance as Jonathan Kent, and all the scenes with him had a lot of emotion in it. So yeah. And then I actually really enjoyed Lois Lane a lot in this movie. A lot of people tend to hate on Lois Lane and bitch on her and all of that, but I really like her in this movie and throughout the whole DCEU too. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed Lois Lane in this movie, and I thought she was a really good love interest for Clark a lot. So yeah, let me think. Oh yeah, I really liked in the beginning how she was just using Clark for a story, but then towards like towards like the middle of the movie, she starts like caring for Clark, and she starts slowly falling in love with him. So yeah, and I thought she was a really good character. She was really wise. She was necessary to be in the movie and all the scenes that involved the Kryptonians. So yeah, I thought she was really necessary in this movie. So yeah. Well, what else was I saying? So yeah, her character was really strong too, and like I really liked how like the CIA captured her because they thought they knew that she might have had something to do with Kal-El, the person on that they were saying that the Kryptonians were talking about in the TV. So yeah, and I actually really enjoyed that scene with the Kryptonians going on the TV all around the world. So yeah. Is there anything else? I also really dug General Zod in this movie. General Zod was a really cool villain. I love General Zod a lot. He was really cool, and you can really tell his plan to want to rebuild Krypton, and like he doesn't want to share Earth at all. He just wants all the people in Earth to die and to just have Earth be his own thing to take over for Krypton. So yeah, and I thought that was really cool, and I thought he was really wise, and I thought he was what was his name? Michael Shannon did such an amazing job playing General Zod. So yeah, I thought he was really good as General Zod. So yeah, and I loved all the scenes with how I love how like he thought all he was doing in this movie was good, but it was actually bad. So yeah. And I really liked the ending, the fight scene in the end between Kal-El Superman as versus General Zod. So yeah, that whole fight scene was amazing. I loved that fight scene so much. So yeah, that whole fight scene was just really cool. So yeah. So yeah, and I thought when the fight scene ended, that scene had so much emotion in it. So yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else? So yeah, all the actors did such an amazing job with this movie. Amy Adams was amazing as Lois. Diane Lane as what was her name? Martha did such an amazing job. So yeah, I loved everyone in this movie. So yeah. Is there anything else I should say? And I thought the new score they used for Superman here was excellent, I would say. I love the soundtrack to this movie a lot. It was really cool. It was a really cool Superman theme, like a really more darker tone of Superman theme, and it was really cool. So yeah. What else was I saying? So yeah, the score. At times I do catch myself listening to it. So yeah. So yeah, the score was definitely a really big praise to this movie. Not better than John Williams. I don't think anyone can beat John Williams actually. So yeah, not better than John Williams, but still really cool. So yeah. Is there anything else? The pacing was pretty good. Like this movie, I thought was paced really well. Actually. So yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else? I think my only do I have a flaw with this movie? What were my flaws with this movie again? I think my only flaw with it was just that maybe there could have been a bit more emotion to it, and yeah. Was there anything else I had flaws with? Hmm. Anything else? I think that's it. But like I forgot some of my other flaws I had with this movie. So yeah, but that's Man of Steel. Man of Steel comes in at third place. Now coming in at second place is gonna be the original Superman the movie. Uh, Sorry. Now coming at second place is the original Superman the movie. Now, I love this movie so much. This thing is a classic right here, and I do prefer this more than Man of Steel, mostly because I thought this one had more emotion to it, and I thought this was the first ever superhero movie to take itself seriously, and I thought it was really cool to do that. And yeah, and I thought the origin for Superman here was told with a lot of care. So yeah, and I thought like making Superman serious had a lot of care to it too. And if it weren't for Richard Donner, I don't think superhero movies would have been the same as they were today. And if it weren't for this movie, we wouldn't even had like serious comic book movies. So yeah, that's why I prefer this more than Man of Steel, because I have a lot to praise for this movie. So yeah. Let me think. So yeah, everything in this movie is just amazing, just spectacular. I love everything in this movie. Like literally, Christopher Reeve, that's Superman right there. That is Superman right there. Literally, that's the perfect Superman ever. Like he literally even looks like he does in the comic books. Like that's Superman right there. So yeah, I just love Christopher Reeve as Superman so much. He is probably one of my favorite casting ever in a movie. So yeah, I just love Superman a lot in this movie. So yeah. And I love everything about this movie. Just, I love Christopher Reeve as Clark Kent too. That was perfect too. Like, he definitely did something different with Clark Kent too. He really did a good job playing a loser to society. So, yeah, and I thought that was really cool the way he captured Clark Kent. And his voice he did with Clark Kent was just amazing too, because he had a different voice with Clark Kent. So, yeah, like, voice, like an actual voice. So, yeah, and I thought, like, he did a really good job with Clark Kent too. And I thought he did a lot better with Clark Kent than Brandon Routh did as Clark Kent in Superman Returns. So yeah, but Superman Returns, Brandon Routh as Superman was pretty good in there, but his Clark Kent was a little laggy. I should have said that when I was reviewing Superman 2. So I mean Superman Returns. So yeah, but this Clark Kent is definitely Clark Kent too. So yeah, and I actually really enjoyed Lois a lot. Lois Lane was a really good love interest to this movie. They don't fall in love in this movie, but in this movie for now, she's just a girl that Superman and Clark is crushing on. So yeah, and I thought she was really good. So yeah, but this is the start of a whole series actually. So and I heard that I actually saw the bonus features for this, and it said that Superman the movie was gonna be a 4 hour long movie. Like it was gonna be Superman 1 and 2 together. Like it was originally gonna be that, but then they're like, no, that's way too long. So they decided to split it to 2 movies. So yeah, and it was really cool for them to do that. So yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, Lois Lane I thought was really cool, and I love the fly with me scene and read my mind. So that scene was beautiful. Like when Superman and Lois are flying with each other all over Metropolis, that scene was beautiful. The music was so beautiful in that scene, and that's why I prefer this more than Man of Steel too. Because like this movie introduced us to a really beautiful theme for Superman, and so yeah, and I just love the theme here. The Superman theme is just really cool. As soon as you hear it, you know you're here. You know that's Superman. You right away know that's Superman. So yeah, and then the Fly with Me and Read My Mind song was just beautiful. So yeah, I just love that scene so much. I don't think that was my favorite scene. I think maybe that might have been my favorite scene in the entire movie, actually, because I thought that movie had so much emotion and how you got to hear Lois's thoughts. So yeah, and I just love that scene so much. That scene was probably that scene was my favorite scene in the entire movie. And then we go to Lex Luthor. I thought Lex Luthor was a pretty good villain, actually. For a start-off movie, I thought he was a really cool villain, actually. Like, I really liked him a lot in this movie. Gene Hackman did such an amazing job playing Lex Luthor. Like, I thought he was really, really good. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, I really liked his plan too to destroy California and cause the San Andreas Fault to happen, so the rest of the land that remains will be his own. So yeah, I really liked that a lot. And I really liked his partner Otis, played by Ned Beatty. I thought he was really funny, and I liked his secondhand chick, Miss Tessmacher. I forgot the actress that plays her, but I really liked her too. So yeah, and I thought he gave off some really good line delivery in this movie. So yeah, what else was I thinking? And then I really liked all the scenes with Superman, like him hating on Superman was really cool too. And I really liked that whole kryptonite attack scene, so yeah. And then I really liked all the stuff with Krypton too. I should just mention that with Man of Steel. Man of Steel actually did capture Krypton a little better than this movie, but I thought Krypton here was amazing. So yeah, all the whole opening scenes with Krypton I thought were beautifully done. So yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? And I really liked all the stuff with the Daily Bugle too. Okay, I'm gonna go to the front. The Daily Bugle's right there. Like all the stuff with that. And I thought, what was his name? Jackie Cooper as the chief. What was the chief's name? Perry White, that was his name. How could I have forgotten his name? I've seen all these Superman movies like a million times. So yeah, Perry White, he was really cool. He was really cool. He was really funny. Just all the scenes with him being grumpy were really funny. And I really liked, what was his name? Jimmy Olsen. Yeah, Jimmy Olsen was a really cool character too. And I actually really liked in the extended version when Jimmy Olsen was taking pictures of Lois. That scene was pretty cute and pretty funny. So yeah, and I actually do prefer the extended cut just a little bit more than the special edition. Goes like, I'm a completionist and I like watching things that are complete. So yeah, but I do agree that this movie is too long. That the extended cut was pretty unnecessary. But I still really enjoyed the extended cut despite the pacing issues it has. But I still really love the extended cut. So yeah. What else was I thinking? Is that all I should say about it? No. I actually really liked all the stuff with the San Andreas in the end. The San Andreas in the end I thought were really cool, and I thought they gave off some really cool special effects. And I think at that time they did it their all with the destruction of San Andreas. So yeah, and I thought the destruction of San Andreas in this movie actually did look kind of real. So yeah, but a little bit of the effects in here do look pretty dated. So yeah. That's Superman the movie. That comes in at second. Now coming in at first place is gonna be Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, and Superman 2, the original release. Now, okay, let me try to. Okay, this looks cool. So yeah, this is first place for me. Now I love this movie so much. I thought this was a really good stepping stone for Superman the movie, and I thought it was a bit of a better sequel. No, I thought it was a really good sequel, actually. I thought this beat the first movie, actually. Like, this is one of those movies where the sequels beat the first movie. So, yeah, and this did a damn good job with doing that. So, yeah, I love this movie so much. This movie had a lot of emotion in it. Like, literally so much emotion in it that it made me cry. Like, it made me cry towards the end, actually. So, yeah, I loved it. Like, both versions make me cry. So, yeah. But I prefer the Richard Donner cut more than the original cut. So, yeah, that's actually been my most preferred cut, but I don't have a problem with watching the original cut. Like, if anyone wants to watch the original cut, I'll just be like, okay, we'll watch the original cut. Or if ever I'm in the mood to watch the original cut, I won't change my mind. I'll just be like, okay, I'll still watch the original cut despite me preferring the Richard Donner cut. I still really enjoy that one. That one actually, the Richard Donner cut, I do prefer just a bit more, but this one was still really cool, and it still was really well paced. This one was really well paced too, so yeah. So yeah, I really prefer the Donner cut though. So yeah. What was I thinking? So yeah, I thought the Donner cut like definitely stepped it up from the original cut. So yeah, and I thought this definitely had a much more darker tone than the second one. The second one did have a dark tone, but you can see a lot more of the darker tone with this movie. So yeah, this movie definitely had a really dark tone. So yeah, and that was why I prefer this, because it mostly the tone. And all the new scenes in here. This movie has a lot more new scenes. This movie only features like 25% of this cut, but most of it is just Richard Donner's idea. So yeah, and Richard Donner's like things that he left off with the movie, and it was really cool. So yeah. What was I thinking? Yeah, everything was really cool in this movie. Like, all the characters were amazing. Like Superman, I thought he went to much more darker paths with falling in love with Lois Lane. Like, he falls in love with Lois Lane in this movie, and you can really buy their relationship so much in this movie. So, yeah, they actually gave off some really cool chemistry, like, really cool chemistry, and I really loved it. Their relationship was probably one of my favorite relationships ever in a movie, and I said that with Deadpool, too. So, yeah. And I think this one might be on my top 20 favorite movies, actually, I would say. So yeah. Let me think. What else was I saying about this? Oh yeah, just Lois Lane and Superman's relationship was just really powerful in this movie. And then Superman had to give up his powers in this movie to be with Lois Lane, because like his dad would always tell him it is forbidden for you to interfere with human nature. And then he did that. He broke his rule. And so if he had to do that, then he had to become one of them. Like, if he wanted to live like a human being, he had to be a human being. And I thought that was a really dark decision for him to do. So yeah, and then he actually does give up his powers, and I thought that was really dark. So yeah, that was just amazing. So yeah, and then yeah, just Superman here I thought was really cool, and all the scenes with him in action are just amazing. I love What I really love about this movie is the elevator scene in Paris. That scene I thought was really cool, actually. But I liked a lot of the other stuff with him too. Like I love the scene in both cuts where he saves the kid from the Niagara Falls. That scene was awesome. Let me think. Is there anything else? And I really love all the scenes where he fought General Zod and all his people. All those scenes were awesome. So yeah, and definitely most of the effects really held up today. But one effect in the Donner cut that did not hold up at all was when General Zod like made the what was that? This the thing in the White Castle, like the really tall building that's just pointy too on the top. So yeah, that place. When they destroyed that, I thought that looked awful. Actually, like that looked really awful. But I can see why they did that, cause like yeah, it's just compute. You can really tell it's computer generated. So yeah. What else was I saying? So yeah, I thought that was the only thing that looked fake in this movie. Other than that, everything else looked really real. Let me think. Lois Lane was a really cool character in this movie. I love in the beginning where like she's like really this was teasing the end of the first one where like she kind of knows she kind of figures out that Clark could be Superman, because like whenever Superman's around, Clark never seems to be around. So yeah, and I really like that a lot, how that becomes more of an important thing in this movie. So yeah, and I really liked in the opening scene of this movie, she falls off the Daily Bugle to prove it, but then Clark was really smart about it, and what he did was just he ran out of the building fast, saved her, and then went back in there. So yeah. Let me think. And I really like the thing in the Donner cut where where like she still thinks that Superman, like that Clark is Superman, because like when when Superman saved the kid, Clark wasn't around. So yeah. And then I really love that scene in the Donner cut where Lois shoots Clark so she can prove that Clark is Superman, and then when she shoots him, like nothing happens to him, and then she's like, "It is you," and then Clark was like, "If you were wrong, if you were wrong, Clark Kent would have been killed," and then she was like, "With a blank." Gotcha. So yeah, that scene was really funny. She became very suspicious by shooting him with just a blank. So yeah, that scene was amazing. So yeah. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say about this? Yeah, and I thought all the actors in these movies did such an amazing job. Like they gave it their all in this movie. So yeah, they did such an amazing job. So yeah, and I really loved Lex Luthor coming back in this movie. Lex Luthor in the original cut is not in it all that much, but if you watch this cut, he actually does play a really important role. So yeah. So yeah, I do prefer him in this cut, and I thought he was really cool how he joined General Zod, and he helped them get to Superman, and telling him that like Superman is like one of the people from your world and all of that, and he's the one that will never bow to you. So yeah, and I actually really enjoyed General Zod as the villain. How did I not talk about him before? General Zod as the villain was actually really menacing. I actually really enjoyed him as the villain, like so much. He was really menacing. He definitely had that villain feel. So yeah, and what he wanted to do was he wanted not only Superman but the whole Earth to bow before him, and I thought that was really cool. So yeah. Because he wanted to rule over Earth just like he wanted to rule over Krypton, but he never got to. But with this, he has his all rights to, not all rights, some rights to rule over Earth, because like everyone is so weak and they're the strongest ones. So yeah, and I thought that was really cool. Let me think. Is there anything else I should say? So yeah, and I really love the scene where they attack the military. So yeah, that scene was really cool. Yeah, and the fight scenes with them and Superman were really cool, and I really like General Zod's partners, Non and Ursa. They were really cool too. So yeah, and I thought Ursa was very smart, and